here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. I don't know what day it is because we're going to have to see when this gets edited. But we have special guests here in the cave. Great friends of mine. Renee and Deb are here to talk about the Sea.Hear.Now Festival in Asbury Park, New Jersey, the rock and roll capital of the world. And I know you guys are super excited to be here, right? Yeah, this has been in works for a little bit, but this is a festival that happens every year since 2018, and you guys have been going since
2019.
You missed that 2018 year with Jack Johnson and Brandy Carlisle, but there have been some amazing acts over the years. What are some of the highlights of the bands over the years?
Pearl Jam.
Nice.
Dave Matthews Band.
Yep.
Lumineers.
Okay.
Hosier.
Yep.
2025.
Which is what we're going to talk about. Stevie Nicks.
Noah Kahn.
B-52s.
Bruce Springsteen.
Jack Johnson. Did we say that already? The Killers.
Foo Fighters.
Weezer. Nathaniel Ratcliffe and something or others.
Rateliff and the Night Sweats?
Yes.
They weren't a headliner, though.
Oh. Lots of good bands over the years. Set up the stage for us, literally and figuratively. What is this experience like? Like, what's the story? Like, why go to this? Where is it located? Like, what's the vibe at this place? And go.
It's on the beach, mostly, in Asbury Park. There are 3 main stages. 2 of them are on the sand, and then there's another one in the park. And so it's has surfing, has music, has art put on by Danny Clinch, photographer and sort of Asbury local band guy. And the vibe is...
It's just always beautiful weather. The sun is shining. You're at the beach. There's surfers out on the water. It's a long day for those of us who are getting on in our years. It starts at noon, ends around 10 or 10:30. If it's Bruce Springsteen playing, it's like 10:30 or 11. So it's just a fun-filled 2 days of music and just lots of great people, and it's kind of like a sampler of all different kinds of music.
So when you're there, are you hopping back and forth from the 2 different stages, or are they playing at the same time, or are you like you have to come up with a plan? Like, are you like
the 3 stages are sort of there's not really a time. There's no like gap in between. So you kind of have to plan strategically. If you want to be up front for one of the performances, you might have to leave early from another one or skip a performance. But it's about a quarter mile between all 3 stages. So you're doing a lot of walking, whether it's on the sand or the street or the park. And, obviously doing all the stuff in between. There's all sorts of like drinks going on. There's food. There's merch, obviously. So it's just kind of it's a lot of walking. Right. Some of it on the sand, so with or without shoes. So you just kind of have to plan strategically where you want to be for each performance.
Are you walking on the sand because they have to go on the beach to get to the other stage?
So 2 of the stages are on the sand. So one is right near Convention Hall in Asbury Park, and then the other one is, what do we say, like a quarter mile away down the beach. So you're walking on the sand, with or without shoes, sneakers, sandals, whatever it is. So those 2 stages are directly on the sand. You're on the sand the whole time.
So everyone is standing in the sand to watch the concert.
Correct. Right, hence the back aches and leg aches and all.
And it's the sand stage and the surf stage and the park stage.
Yes.
And so there are always 2 bands, except for at the end, there's always 2 bands playing simultaneously. And the best part that we didn't really talk about, I love it, in addition to the music, is the art tent. So Deb said that Danny Clinch is one of the founders of the music festival. He is a award-winning photographer and film producer. When I say films, like concerts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he produced Pearl Jam's concert video or movie. And there are many different photos that he's taken that are
Iconic.
definitely, iconic. You would know them if you saw them. For instance, Tupac. If you Google it and take a look at what Danny okay, we can show it.
Yep.
And the other really cool photo that Danny Clinch took is when Metallica did a small concert at San Quentin for the prisoners, and Danny Clinch was there to show the pics. If you can show that,
I will show the pics.
or take the
Cool.
pics.
That's the beauty. Yes,
Yeah,
we
it's
will
awesome.
show these.
So anyway, there's an art tent at the festival, and within that art tent, all of the performers, or most of the performers at Sea.Hear.Now, donate a piece of art that they have created, all different modes, all different kinds of art, and people purchase those, and the money goes to charity.
Oh, nice.
And then also within that art tent, a lot of musicians do these impromptu acoustic sets. So you're always sort of listening for the buzz about who's going to be
playing.
performing in the tent. And I guess this year, our hype guy from Public Enemy.
I don't know.
Flavor
Flavor
Flav.
Flav.
Oh,
That's
Flavor
right.
Flav.
Yes.
Sponsored the water polo team. Yeah. So Flavor Flav appeared in the tent, and I guess it was quite the scene.
Oh.
And he hung out with the people, took lots of pictures.
Oh, we
and
missed that.
Yeah, we did miss that. But
Right.
I heard about it.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool. I mean, for people who have been watching the cave long enough, they know that I am not a festival person. I think it would be hard pressed to have me stand in the sand for many hours at a time. But that said, when you look at the list of people who play in and out year after year, some pretty amazing bands and lineups. So let's talk about this year, 2025. There are. I mean, you want to say who was there? Who was
Sure.
there? Yeah, let's talk about who's there. Tell me.
Hosier was there.
That was the Saturday headliner.
True.
And then the Sunday headliner was Blink-182,
Okay.
who I had never seen Blink-182. I had seen Hosier at another music festival.
At another
actually.
music festival, yes. Some of the smaller acts were Remy Wolf, Gigi Perez, can't call him small, but Lenny Kravitz, Public Enemy, who was joined by DMC.
One of the runs.
One of them. Who else?
Sublime.
Sublime was there.
Spoon.
Spoon was there.
Spoon was there.
Royal Otis is something
Royal
that's
Otis was
on
there.
people's radar recently. Trombone Shorty. Inhaler, who is the lead singer, is the son of Bono.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
All right.
a lot like him.
Okay.
Mannequin Pussy, who was featured on a previous episode, was there.
Yes, Mannequin Pussy. I was excited. I texted you and said you need to go see Mannequin Pussy. Like, make sure that's one of the bands that you see because amazing performance. And you did see them.
Yeah, I did.
And
I did.
what did you think of them?
I think that they were great. They were playing opposite Spoon, so I did have to split my time.
Oh, that's tough.
But they had quite a crew, and the woman, a young lady in front of me, was apparently a huge Mannequin Pussy fan, and was
They have a lot of those.
situating herself exactly where she needed to be at the rail so that she could have the best view and the best spot to see the show.
Nice.
Nice.
And then I heard that the biggest news for me personally was that 4 Non-Blondes were getting together for the first time in 30 years or whatever it was for a concert. And that was a really big deal. And so you got to see 4 Non-Blondes, and it was probably more of a big deal for me, who wasn't there, than for you. But what did you think of
I
that?
was sending video.
Yes.
So the lead singer, her name again,
Linda Perry.
Linda Perry. Okay. She greeted the crowd and explained how she had been in studios producing music for decades, literally,
Yes.
and hadn't really been performing, and how excited she was to perform for this huge crowd because it made her so happy, and she was hoping that her happiness would be reflected in the audience, and people were cheering. It was very nice.
Yeah, so for me, the 4 Non-Blondes, everyone knows what's up. Everyone is trending now because of that TikTok thing with Nicki Minaj, right?
I know not
Yeah,
what you
okay, that's right.
I know Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, so, but that record, one and only record from 4 Non-Blondes, is one of my favorite records of all time. I love every single song on it. and I think her voice is amazing. And then she put out a solo record that's also amazing. And I read in the years since that she hates that record from Four Non Blondes. She just did, because of the way it was produced and what they were forced to do, or the way they had, like, it wasn't what the finished product in her mind of what it was, and she had no control. And I think that's part of the reason why she became a producer, and she's a very successful music producer for the last 20 years. So that kind of hurts my heart when she says that she doesn't love that record, because I love that record. And if you're out there, I want her to re-record it in the way in which she thought it was supposed to be, just so I can hear because I think those songs are great. Right. But for me, it's great that they got back together and got to perform. So what were like their personal highlights? Like, what were the parts of it that you were like, wow, this is really good, I'm enjoying this, like, this is great? And also part B, like, bands you didn't necessarily know that you were like, wow, I like this, I don't know, I never heard them before, but I really am digging this.
For me, I had read about them before. I hadn't heard about them until they showed up on the lineup for this year, but Surfing for Daisy, local Asbury Park band that formed in 2023, but had been playing in porches for years before that. I had just started listening to them before the festival, really enjoyed them, so made a point on Sunday to get there early to listen to them. They were great. I think that they are, have a great future in front of them. I happened to, during the Sublime set on Sunday, I happened to run into the lead singer, Nick Francis, who was watching Sublime, chatted with him for a few minutes, super nice guy.
I saw them in the tent.
You saw them in the tent, exactly, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So they were kind of a favorite of mine just because they're just a local band. They were great. Really enjoyed seeing them. So that was, kind of one of my highlights from this year.
Nice.
So I know it's probably lame to say that the headliner was my favorite.
That's not lame. They're headliners for a reason.
I loved Hosier. I thought it was awesome. But one of the things, if I can sell you on going to a festival, okay, minus the sand. So if you get VIP or platinum, you can have seating.
So you're not standing in the sand.
There are options.
She's standing.
During the concert, you have to stand. But
not
there
in the
are
sand.
options to sit in other places.
All right.
So consider that. But I think the nice thing about a festival is you get a little taste of a really wide range of performers.
Absolutely.
And I think the strength of this festival in particular is a real mix. So, Four Non Blondes has been out of rotation for a long time, but here they are, and the crowd is roaring for them.
Yep.
But Hosier has a similar sort of reaction. And we often say at home that with this particular festival, like, the undercard is probably kind of the best part, where you get to see bands that maybe you'd never buy, or you wouldn't have thought of buying a concert ticket. I wouldn't probably go see Royal Otis, but I certainly enjoyed seeing them perform on the beach, and I thought that they were great.
Yep.
So that's something to consider when you're thinking about, do I really want to go to a festival? And it's kind of there's a lot of logistics to attending a festival, but it can be really fun and a great weekend.
And I will underscore your point in saying that there are a lot of bands who I will learn to appreciate only because I saw them live. And if you had played me just their record prior, I may not have cared very much about the music. But that when I saw them live, that changed everything. And it was for smaller people, like a band called The Waifs that opened up for Bob Dylan. Townes Van Zandt, Guy Clark, this bluegrass stuff. You would never got me to listen to the record beforehand, but when I saw them live, it changed everything. So, yes, you can go see a band live, and I think if I saw the Lumineers live, I would enjoy the show. I'm sure that I would enjoy the show. I'm not going to play one of their records, but I am sure that they would put on an amazing show. So, live music is important, and that's why we are so blessed to have Infinity Hall in Hartford.
Absolutely.
And I think not enough people realize they can just buy a ticket last second. Even if you only know one song or even 0 songs, some kind of music that you like, if you just like to see live music, just get out there and go see it, because you'll be surprised. Even if you don't end up buying their music, you might enjoy the show just to be there and hear them and find something new.
Yeah. And I don't consider myself a music person, even though I'm in the Rock Cave, so I probably shouldn't say that.
It's all right. We're good. You're in a safe space.
I will say, you can play a song for me, like you mentioned. You play a song and you're like, they're okay. Live is completely different. And I think with this festival in particular, because it sort of has this, the town has this gritty rock history, that the performers tailor their music to the context of the town, which makes every performance, I think, so unique. You know, the Avett Brothers is a good example where they're not super rock, but when they performed on the beach back in 2021, they made it very rock. And so it's just interesting to see that that flexibility that the artists have and how they just really shine, even when they're not playing their typical sort of genre.
That's great. So 2026. You said they take suggestions for bands, right? They're playing.
Right. After each year, they send out a survey, so they ask for, ideas for next year, and then there's all sorts of stuff like on, Facebook page and blah blah. But yeah, I mean, the cool thing about it is that there's such a wide range of bands that, I mean, the suggestions are kind of off the charts. So. There's always like the regulars that are thrown out there: Red Hot Chili Peppers, Bon Jovi. Who else is always thrown out there?
Metallica.
Oh yeah, Metallica.
I think Metallica is inevitable. I do.
I'm surprised Bon Jovi hasn't played. I mean, he lives in Red Banks, right?
Yeah, he's right there.
He's just right there. He could just pop on over.
True. And they're doing a tour this year.
Yeah, I think they're putting out a new record.
So you heard it here first.
So he'll be there in 2026 for sure, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yep. And one thing we didn't talk about is that you had asked about this earlier, is that not only is the music festival happening, but there's, two places nearby, the Wonder Bar and the Stone Pony, that have shows all weekend long. So they start on Thursday or Friday night before the festival, and then they have late night shows after Renee and I are in bed.
And they're always sold out.
Yeah, they're always sold out. And then you also have the opportunity for anybody who's playing at the festival to pop in on any of those shows. So I think it can be very exciting, and maybe one day.
So it must be a total buzz. It must be a total buzz at once, like total buzz in the town. I can picture like just walking around. It must be like, who's going to be where? Who's going to show up? Like, there's music here, there's music there. Like, it must be a whole great vibe.
Ton of energy.
Yeah. And speaking of the Stone Pony.
Speaking of the Stone Pony, I have 2 shows to plug there. My nephew, Peter, is part of a band, a Leonard Skinner tribute band. They're going to be playing there this Saturday, November 8th. And then next weekend, November 15th, Surfing for Daisy, who I mentioned earlier, is going to be playing there. So if you're local to New Jersey or feel like traveling, go check them out.
Nice.
It's a good recommendation.
All right. So we got a positive plug for Sea.Hear.Now.
Absolutely.
And you guys will be there in 26.
If we can get tickets.
We are.
Is it hard to get tickets?
Yeah.
It is, yes.
You've managed to do it every year for all those years.
My heart's racing.
Already?
We have 3 computers going.
We're on all our phones.
All right. It's a big production. All right.
It's a lot.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. That was great. You guys did awesome, right? That's a great summary. And Sea.Hear.Now, if you've been to any of the shows, any of the years, comment below. Tell us your favorite parts. I do have to say, it is Song of the Day, people. Do you have a 2025 Sea.Hear.Now Song of the Day? If you're going to pick one, like a highlight. Renee first, what would you say?
I wanted to do a Hosier song, but I feel like everyone knows the Hosier song. So how about The Underdog by Spoon?
Okay. We'll post that below. And Deb?
I am going to say, because I want people to listen to them, I'm going to say Surfing for Daisy, Acrobat.
All right. Those are 2 songs we're going to post below. You have 2 songs of the day because there's 2 special guests today. Thank you for being on, guys. We've been talking about this for many weeks.
True. Yeah.
And
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, finally pulled it together. And I appreciate you being here. And at the very least, you'll be here in 2026 to talk about how good Bon Jovi was. So. All right, you ready to take it out with me?
Ready.
All right, this part we practiced, remember?
I don't know if I can remember. It was a while ago.
Yes, it was a little while ago. All right, people, that's your song of the day. Whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music. And as usual, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Tonight, Jesus.